Okay, this is gonna be an in-depth guide on how to build a proper Javazon. First of all, Lightning Fury versus Lightning Strike. Uh, Lightning Fury is a bit weaker than Lightning Strike. It's a bit safer when you start out because of the range aspect of it, and it performs well in high density areas such as the cow level. The breakpoint, attack speed breakpoint for Lightning Fury is 55 attack speed or 89 attack speed. Now, Lightning Strike is the better option in my opinion of the two skills. It performs really well, especially when it comes to single target, where uh, this is one thing that Lightning Fury lacks. Uh, when the density is lower, like 5 mobs remaining or something, Lightning Fury is gonna have a bad time dealing with that. Your breakpoints for Lightning Strike are 50 attack speed and 95 attack speed. Concerning breakpoints, you want to go for the first of the two unless like you reach a high gear level. Like when you have really high skill level, then you want to consider moving to the fastest of the two breakpoints. Next thing, how to deal with lightning immune. So this is no rocket science, guys. It's pretty easy. You use jab. You jab the lightning immune mob, and your mercenary and Valkyrie, if you have points in it, they will do the job. These three elements combined together. Speaking of mercenary, obviously Infinity is the best choice. So when you have access to Infinity, I would recommend the Defiance Mercenary for the damage reduction aura. As you are working your way towards Infinity, I would go 100% for the Act 5 Mercenary with the Might aura. It's gonna help you jab immune mob. It's gonna help your Valkyrie kill immune mobs, and he does a great job overall. He attacks very fast, and he can also kill physical immune mobs because he uses concentration or something like that. Now speaking about Valkyrie, as as you're first building your character, right now I have no points in Valkyrie, but as you are, like if you're doing it solo, if it's your seasonal reset character, or if you're on a budget and this is your only character, in my opinion, you want to go for Valkyrie. This is gonna help you a lot early as you're making your way through hell. It's gonna help you kill immune mobs. It's gonna provide like some sort of meat shield. But as you get, as I said before, high gear level, you can move out of it. And what that lets you do is put point in the dodge skills, which we're gonna cover later on, but are two really good options for you to help you survive in maps. As the skill as Lightning Fury, you just like this is really simple stuff. Both build, you want to put 1 point in every passive. If you choose to go with Valk, you want to max it out. Then you want to put at least 1 point. Well, no, you want to put only 1 point in this. This is gonna greatly improve your job. Then if you're Lightning Fury, well, obviously you max out Lightning Fury and the 2 synergy, and for Lightning Strike, same thing, different skill. Now, what those 2 skills do when you max them out is, so Dodge will give you faster hit recovery on for every hard point, and Evade will give you movement speed, which are 2 great stats, right? Like Amazon like those 2 stats, and this one especially makes your build like really smooth if you want to hit your breakpoint. So for example, I get my breakpoint from Currently 20 fast rate recovery from this, 30 fast rate recovery from this, then 25 from the skill, and 1 GC. You see? This puts me right at the good spot. The GC does the final work for this. So it's really a good thing to consider skill-wise, maxing out dodge. I'm gonna touch briefly on magic find. As you see, I have a whopping 10 magic find, which randomly comes from, small charms. I have another one, but yeah, here it is. The Amazon isn't magic finding character. It's a kill speed character. That is how you're gonna get your drops. You're dropping loot by killing hundreds of mobs per minute, and this is how you roll your loot. You do not want to focus on magic find at all. Like 0 is perfectly fine. Do not focus on magic finding. That being said, I think there is one reasonable option if you want to consider magic finding, and I will cover it in the gear section. Now, as for gear, I'm gonna try to cover this from what I consider to be the most important slot to the least important slot. And I'm going to try to do it from a perspective of fresh character. Now, as you're walking through normal and nightmare, you want to pick up anything with attack speed. Like, attack speed is your bread and butter. I cannot stress this enough. You want to reach the first breakpoint. This is extremely important. So if you find Saigon glove, Saigon belt, keep that stuff. Keep it forever. And even if when you stop using the set bonus from Saigon for the 30 attack speed, like it's a legitimate mercenary combo, right? Because you can use glove and belt. So it's gonna be legit for your merc after you're done using it. Now that being said, I think the most important, like when you are butt naked and you start to get your first like currency items, this should be the first thing you invest it into. Now, concerning the weapon, Titan versus Thunderstroke, in my opinion, Thunderstroke is better because a basic Thunderstroke has, like this one, it has 15 attack speed, which makes it super smooth to hit your attack speed breakpoint. And the minus 15 enemy lightning resistance is a huge damage boost, let's say, compared to Titan. Obviously, if the only thing you want to do is cow level, Titan is a great option because you can like kill cow very fast, and Titan has great movement speed. So it's okay for certain situation in my opinion, but Thunderstroke is the better option, no doubt. Now, the second most important item is, in my opinion, the Infinity. So once you have a decent setup, which we are going to look into it, you want to be saving all those runes, like anything from gold rune and up, maybe even Est rune and up, you're saving it to work towards that Infinity. You're not spending any of that crap. You're not buying Shaco, like no, you don't want to hear none of that. You save everything for Infinity, every single thing. You don't buy Griffin. Like if you do not find Griffin on your own and you do not have Infinity, you do not buy Griffin. Maybe if you can get one for like Vex or something, like for some reason you find a really cheap one, you can consider it. But the only item I would consider buying before Infinity are High Lord and Storm Shield, basically, and that range of gold Vex thing. But Storm Shield can be way cheaper than that anyway. The third most important item to the build is obviously the Griffin. so far every item I've named are work really great for both build, Lightning Fury and Lightning Strike. Griffin, um, if you're going for a budget Griffin, should I say, you want to look for a minus enemy lightning resistance. This stats is going to do more for you than the extra lightning damage. That being said, for budget option, you can use lore. I mean, everybody knows what lore is, but I can put it up real quick. Rune words, helmets, lore. This is great. One skill, some amount of lightning resist. You know, mana after each kill is, although it's nerfed from the original version, mana after each kill is legit. Like this is a legit Amazon sustained stat. Like you're killing mobs, dude. Like when you hit your skill, whether it is lightning strike or lightning fury, like dozens of mobs are dying, and this is going to be a good stat for you. The other option I would consider is the peasant crown. I'm going to try to put it up. Peasant crown. Should be something. Where is it? I cannot find it right now for some reason. Maybe I'm blind. So yeah, this is one skill, you know, some amount of mana, some amount of life, and the faster run walk is never wasted. Now, I will put emphasis on this. You do not want to spend anything more than a pull rune on a headpiece. Nothing there. Like there's plenty of cheap options. Lore, Peasant Crown, or if you hang out in the Amazon channel in Discord, you're gonna find like people posting random shitty circlet. You can just message them and you tell them, I give you 2 Whirlstone shard for your charge C circlet, and that should be it. Like you don't go for Shaco, you don't go for Vulcan. If you happen to come across one of those items before you have Infinity, I would highly recommend you sell it to work towards your Infinity and keep using the cheaper budget option. The shield. As far as shield go, for Lightning Strike, it is very important to play with max block. So there are various shield you can use for max block. Storm Shield is the better one, and it is not that expensive to buy a cheap Storm Shield. You know, like for an rune, you can get this thing with even a socket sometime even, and you want to use it. You want to put an rune in it for more resist, or a plain attack speed jewel. This is gonna help you out. And why you want this shield is because of the physical damage they can reduce by X number of percent. This is a super great stat for Lightning Strike. Now, if you are playing Lightning Fury, you want to consider, well, both builds can consider this option too, but Moser's shield is a great shield, easy resist, the shield, the spirit ward, or whatever, how it's called, like anything that brings you resistance is great. For Lightning Strike, anything that gives, faster block rate, increased chance of blocking is also great. Because, so for example, Rhyme is a great option, and Ancient Pledge is a great option. Rhyme is also gonna give you Cannot Be Frozen, if I recall correctly, which is huge. Like you want one piece of Cannot Be Frozen. But Storm Shield, best option, hands down. No matter if you get 3 sockets or 1 socket, like the real stats you're looking for is damage they can reduce by, and block chance, block rate. Moving on, the amulet. As you're leveling, you want to be using, some random garbage yellow amulet with javelin skill and resistance, or a plain blue with 3 javelin skill. Although I I wouldn't spend anything. Maybe a pull rune if you can afford it on such a blue amulet. And then you want to move on to either Mara or High Lord. Although, don't spend anything for Mara. Like if you have one, use it, equip it. It's free. If it's free, use it. But even then, the cost of using your self-found Mara is that you're not having that currency to trade for infinity. So I would much rather consider High Lord and sell every Mara I have. For the gloves, now gloves are very important. Like this is some shop gloves, like annoying to get, but fairly easy. Like you just put time in it, and you're gonna get them at one point or another. Those can be shopped from Charcy or Anya in Nightmare, not Hell. Do not shop for those in Hell because the mud pool is gonna be larger, and therefore your chance of getting this pair of glove is gonna be smaller every time you reset. That being said, any gloves with attack speed, like obviously skill and attack speed is the best one, but like Saigon glove, as I said before, attack speed is what you're looking for in your glove. This is the real stat. You can go for a pair of yellow gloves with 2 javelin, 20 attack speed, and other interesting mods are up to 30 resist, up to 15 stats, although I would consider resist to be better than stat. And you can also have mana after each kill, mana stolen per hit. Those are 2 other great stats for you. It's gonna help you sustain more, so you have to pick up less potion on the ground and make your runs faster. For the belt, now I have many other Thunder God. Thunder God is the best belt for Lightning Strike by miles. As you're leveling up, you can choose literally anything that has life, some amount of resistance, and maybe faster hit recovery. But as leveling up, this is not like faster hit recovery isn't a big deal. Resist is more a big deal, in my opinion. For Lightning Fury, though, I would highly recommend Razor Tail. Now, some people like to build their Furies on with like the Pierce boots, Tread of Chthon, whatever, or Pierce Thunder God. Now, don't do that. This is like wasted item slot. You need your boots for resistance. In my opinion, you don't want to use Tread of Chthon. Those boots are garbage. You want to go Razor Tail for Lightning Fury. It will give you the 33 Pierce that you need to combine with your 1 point in Pierce, and those 2 elements together, they will lend you 100% Pierce, which is a stat you need and want for Lightning Fury. Eventually, if you're really geared up, you can go for Thunder God Vigor with 10% Pierce, but like people are gonna make you pay 1 eye rune for this, and it's really not that great. Like you gain more damage, and that kind of math has been done like decades ago. You gain more damage from 33% Pierce than you do from having 3 skill from the Thunder God. For rings. Now, obviously, I do not need cannot be frozen from rings anymore. But as you're gearing up, you want Raven Frost. Like if you get one, or if you can buy one for cheap, this is easy solution. Big bunch of decks to reach max block. Cannot be frozen. This is Raven Thrust is indeed a great ring. If you want to go deep inside the corruption, you can, like, good corruption would be mana stolen per hit, or mana after each kill on the Raven Thrust. But random Raven Thrust is perfectly fine. Other slot, I would go for either mana stolen per hit ring, such as the Eye of Mordini, or however they renamed Manal Healed, or a heavy resistance ring, you know, just to tune your resist at the right level for you. I forgot to talk about corruption slot for this. Glove, like, the best corruption you can get is more attack speed. Like, if you manage to get a pair of gloves with skills and 30 attack speed, it is gonna make your build so much smoother. Like, look out for those. Like, if you got a pair of shitty 220, slam 'em. If you hit 230, you have a great pair of gloves. As far as boots, as you're leveling up, you want to be looking for faster run walk and potentially faster run walk resist. Saigon boots are a great pair of boots for this. Sanders is a great pair of boots for this. As you get higher level and you can spend, like, pull 3 Whirlstone Shard, 4 Whirlstone Shard on a pair of boots, I would consider the following. Alzur boots is really good. High life, high fire resist, high movement speed, and damage taken goes to mana is somewhat a reliable sustained stat for you. So Alzur boots, great option. Waterwalk are a good option, although they lack resist. They will give you block chance, which translates to HP, obviously, and they will give you a bunch of life. If you can land a pair of nice tri-resist boots, or even dual resist boots, those can be handy to keep and use them to tune your resistance as you go. But in my opinion, the Sandstorm Trek is the best one. I don't spend for those. Like, don't go for Cannot Be Frozen unless you have the 4 big pieces you need, which are Infinity, Javelin, Griffin, this. Like, don't spend for those that much. Like, Rune maybe, then you're done. Play with your Raven Thrust until you can, afford to move out of Raven Thrust. For the chess piece, now, this is something important. Peace is a good option, but if you're playing with Valkyrie, when the piece triggers, I'm gonna bring it up just so you guys can know what I'm talking about. Okay, so obviously, 2 to Amazon skill, this is something you like. Some amount of cold resist, a bit of jab damage. But the problem with peace is that when this happens, if you're playing with Valks and this happens, like, your 2 Valks level 20 plus get replaced by 1 level 15 Valks, and it's annoying because you have to cast them again and all that. My preferred choice of armor is, while leveling at least, it's Treachery. Now, Treachery, you're gonna tell me, oh, Bruce Campbell, why Treachery? I'm not an assassin. You do not care about this. You care about this. This makes it so goddamn easy to hit your attack speed breakpoint. You can have this, Thunderstroke, boom, you're done. You've reached your breakpoint, and then you can, if you don't have 220, 320 gloves, sure, just use 3 Javelin, with no attack speed, because you can afford it, because treachery is giving you 45 attack speed. Great armor. And also, especially if you're playing lightning strike, this this will happen. This will happen, and this will give you a nice boost of resistance. Treachery, great option. Now, as I said earlier, that we were gonna talk about magic finding, and I think the only legitimate 2 item of magic find you can consider comes from the armor slot. First one being this one. I know it's nerfed, but there's a lot of stats you like here. You like this. You like this. You really like this. Like, this is fun. This is a great gameplay improvement. Being able to, instead of walking up to a double pack of archers with might and fanatism, you straight up, you blink into them and you dumpster them. This is great. But, you know, it has a cost. But yeah, this is a good magic finding option. This is more a meme though, in my opinion. It's quite a meme. But, you know, high life from strength, high magic find. If you want to go magic find, you can consider this. The other good option, in my opinion, is armor. This is a one piece of equipment. Get all the magic find you need. Well, I mean, you need 0 magic find, but if you choose to go that way, this is a great option. Cheap, reliable, high amount of magic find. You can play with this and still have a reliably fast clear speed. As you move towards higher armor, such as this one, which is, in my opinion, the best armor you can get for this character, some people will consider Chains of Honor. Chains of Honor, this is my opinion on it, so don't hate, but Chains of Honor is bad. Chains of Honor is a waste of a bare room. Like, this is really awful stats all over the place. Like, it has 2 skills, yeah. 2 skills is great. Resistance, which you can get somewhere else, and that's it. That is like, you know, a bit of damage reduction, but Storm Shield does the job. And you know, you should be getting this from your shield and your inventory. That's it. Yeah, do not waste a bare rune on Chains of Honor. You're looking to build infinity. Don't do that. I would not recommend at all. Never, under any circumstances. This is quite bad. So yeah, obviously, best item possible. Now speaking of, when it comes to sockets, like, you love sockets. Like, this lets you balance out your build super nicely. Like, some people will tell you that, you know, you don't need resistance. I will not tell you that you do not need resistance. I like resistance. But yeah, sockets are great. So if you ever have the choice between, let's say, for example, 3 all skill, 2 socket on this, I would go 3 sockets. Same for this, 1 skill, 2 sockets, I would go for 3 sockets. 2 skill, 2 sockets, I would choose 3 socket over 2 skill, 2 sockets. Sockets are great. As far as inventory go, and this is gonna be super important, guys, like, as you're gearing up, this is extremely important. You wanna buy 9 Java skiller, plain, 9. I'm not like, don't mess around with this. If you have an rune, if you have 5 Worldstone Shard, you're spending it on a plain skiller. Like, just look at this. This is, my damage. I take one of these off. This is my damage. So it's what, 700 give or take, 700 damage give or take per skiller. Like, this is amazing. You need to spend all your mid rune getting your 9 GCs. For the rest, obviously, resist. This, if you wanna have a clean character, you need high resist from your inventory. When the time comes to buy torch, you wanna go for high resist over high vitality. Same for this little guy. I am trying to trade this for one with less experience and more resist. I have had no luck doing this, but high resistance. This is your bread and butter. That's about it for the gear, I think. For farming zones, especially if you're playing Lightning Fury. Like, I have no points in Lightning Fury, but I can showcase like the one skill from Thundergod. This area is great for you. Load, please, game, don't crash. Okay, this area is great for you. You just show up, boom, 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 and go. Swap, teleport, use your mouse. Same good. Clear fast. Great farming zone. Chaos Sanctuary, great farming zone. Great farming zone, Chaos Sanctuary. The immune mobs aren't they are not hard to kill, and if you're smart and you buy like this for whatever, like, this is cheap. If you buy this, like, you can use it to get there like quickly. I'm not gonna go in clear chaos, but yeah, you get the point. So good area to farm. Immune mobs are easy to kill. Cow level, great area. Great area, cow level. Pit, Pit is kind of like, it's not as good as chaos. It's not as good as cow level. You're gonna get like dumpstered by a bunch of random might archer for no reason out of the blue. There's gonna be lightning immunes, which are harder to kill than the one in Chaos Sanctuary. Forget about it. But the main farming area, once you can do it, this maps. You are a mapping character. You want to focus on mapping. This is you're gonna get a bunch of gear from mapping, and you can map without infinity. This is not a problem, especially if you have low gear. You can even try at maybe 27, 30 skill level. You can try mapping like a tier 1, and your mercenary and your jab should be doing the job for dealing with the immune mob. Now, what's gonna be the problem for you if you have low gear level is the map boss, but the loot from the map like mostly doesn't come from the map boss. But once you get this kind of gear level, you can literally teleport on the boss, ignore all the mobs, hit it with lightning strike until it's dead, no problem. Like, drink 2 full jobs, you're gonna be fine. So this is it, guys. Focus on attack speed. Get your breakpoint. Like, if you do not have the first of the 2 breakpoint I mentioned in the beginning of the video, your character is gonna be bad. You need that breakpoint. This is the stat you're willing to sacrifice anything for, is reaching that breakpoint. And once you get your breakpoint, you're gonna see it's easy. From that point, you just you're stacking damage, like getting your big pieces like this, like this, like this, eventually moving stuff like this. It, you can do it alone. Like, you don't need to make a sorceress to farm your Amazon. This is a character. This is my seasonal reset character, and I've obviously made it. So it's entirely possible to do it on your own. Well, I hope this will help you out, because I was basically tired of repeating this over and over on the Discord, so I decided to record it. So good luck, and yeah, enjoy. Fast character, fast kill speed, very enjoyable to play. Peace.